So where I'm at is this place where I've been feeling like I'm stuck. And this is the clarity that I need, because now, in this place of me being stuck, there's so much other things that are going on. I'm back in school, I'm working, I have children, I'm involved in a relationship, and to me, a turning point that I can say was the extension of my twin. I don't understand this whole twin relationship, but I want to think that it has purpose in my life. I want to think that we as identical twins decided to come here for some big purpose that we're co-creating, and on this leading edge with you
did,
guys.
but it's not what you think. Because what it is, you see, here's what we're here about. Okay. And it's what you're here about too.
Yes.
But here's what we're here about. We are here visiting with you, you all who are extensions of what we are.
Okay.
We're here visiting with you to help you reestablish your relationship with your inner being.
Source.
Your identical twin is like your outer being.
Okay.
And everybody else is like your outer being too.
Okay.
And that's what when we say most everybody's looking for love in all the right places. I'll jump through these hoops because I care about the reflection that I get back from you about me. So I really care what you think about me. In fact, I care so much about what you think about me that everything I do has that in the background of my mind. I'm behaving for I'm behaving for your attention, for your appreciation, for your approval. And so that's what most humans are doing with each other. Children are trying to please their parents. That's what your parents train you to do. Yes. People are looking for approval from others, and there's nothing wrong with appreciating, and there's nothing wrong with being appreciated. But if you look for it outside of you rather than feeling for it inside of you, you lose yourself.
Yes.
You lose yourself, and then you begin resenting the others who you can't control their perception of you. That's what Esther was talking about. I can't use enough words to get you to get me.
Yeah.
You're not getting me. You're not getting me. Well, the reason you're not getting me is because you're a different person with different intentions. You weren't born to get me.
No.
And yet I've made it my life's work for you to get me.
And that's me.
And I need to join together with others so that we're more gettable.
Yes. And it turns into me being forgotten.
So, but you see, nobody forgot you. You forgot you.
Yes. Yeah.
So here's how it works. Your inner being, the Abraham within you, source, whatever you want to call that, is focused with you in every moment of your experience, and has, this isn't the best word, but it's the maybe most descriptive, and it'll get you there quicker, has an opinion of what you have opinion about right here and now all the time. Okay. So your source is flowing with you in every conversation, in every mind travel, in everything that you're experiencing. Source is right there having an experience too. And the way you feel is the indication of whether you're on track with the way the source within you feels or not. Right. Most humans haven't been trying to feel the vibe of their inner being.
Right.
Because, as Esther says to Jerry, ooh, you are so subtle now. He always was subtle, but oh boy, is he subtle. He's so subtle that she can't get him unless she really tunes to the frequency that is him. She can't get him until, in other words, if she's in a bad mood, she can't get him.
Right.
He used to be there anyway, poor guy.
Yeah.
But she can't get him. She knows that and the conversations are subtle. In other words, there's no loud voice in the room.
Right.
It's a still small voice in her mind. In other words, it's something that she translates when she's in the vibrational frequency of it. And so what your relationship with your sister really is about is to give you some perspective, some vantage point, and a basis of what it feels like to try to perceive yourself through the eyes of another all the time, and the complication of that. As compared to the clarity of just hooking up with your inner being who's hooked up with you. So then a lot of people are wondering, So, do you share the same inner being? Well, technically, you all share the same inner being. In other words, we're all a stream of consciousness, but get over that. In other words, you're not here, two puppets on one string. It's not anything like that.
Okay.
Your inner being is right there with you and the thoughts that you're about, and with your sister and the things that she's there about. And if you'll stop trying to make everything connect here in the physical, and you'll make this connection first, then the happily ever after that you will continue to live. We know you have a good relationship, but neither one of you have allowed yourself the full connection with who you really are. And both of you are experiencing insecurity because you're putting way too much credence on the relationship of each other than you are from what comes from within.
Awesome. That makes perfect sense. And, you know, I understand when you said that voice and that opinion. I'm involved in a relationship, and this relationship has been a journey for me, because when this relationship first started, we were on the same page.
So interesting how you all make journey like a bad word. It's been a journey.
Well, because I would like to say that it's a journey that's unfolding and is awesome and is excellent and exhilarating.
Then say that.
That is the
because
desire.
all of that's true.
Right. That's the desire that I am seeking after in this relationship, and I want it to be a continual, exhilarating experience for me. And we come to these little stumbling blocks, just as
but you see,
speaker.
You can't have a good relationship with this person until you figure out the relationship you have with your sister. And you can't have a good relationship with your sister until you figure out the relationship with your inner being. And once you get that straight, everything else will fall into place.
So this is, on that note, at times I feel like cutting ties with everything and just zeroing in to my inner being.
Focus is a way of cutting ties. In other words, if you're listening to a song on the radio on 97 point whatever, and you turn the dial just a little bit, you cut ties with that station and you hook up with that one, right?
Yes.
So by cutting ties, don't divorce them, don't disown them, don't have a fight with them, don't run them off, don't write a note, I never want to see you again.
Okay.
Don't get a restraining order against them.
Right.
In other words, by cutting ties, what you don't want to cut all your ties with everybody. You just want to detach from the ties that are binding you, that you are blaming on them. But it's not about them, it's about you.
And it is, and it is.
So,
and my desire here is, how can I better use everything that's accumulated with the teachings? I say meditation. I'm looking for something that I can do, that I can incorporate through children and through school and through work and relationship and home life.
Well, all of that is coming for you. You'll do all of that, but you're getting too far down the road. And when you get too far down the road, then you don't hook up with what you need, and then you're down the road. So you got to figure out how to hook up with it consistently.
Yes.
Meditation is a really good way, because when you meditate, you stop resistant thought. You stop all thought, but you stop resistant thought. And then you get on the wavelength where you can receive more clarity about who you really are. It's like really broad view is available to you. The other thing that has really been helpful, Esther benefited so much from this game that she began playing with herself, and that was when she would put herself in bed at night, she would say, while I sleep, momentum's going to stop, so I'm not going to be practicing any beliefs that are hindering anymore. In other words, all resistant thought is going to subside completely while I sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I've got like a fresh slate. I've pushed the reset button, and I can get the momentum going however I choose to do it. So she would wake up the first morning or two. She didn't even make it through breakfast until she had already cluttered her experience. But she began taking simple words, like we did with the focus wheel with a friend just now. Mm-hmm. She began taking simple words and just focusing on those words. And it seemed silly to sit and write a whole page full of the word fun.
I love it.
But as she wrote a whole page full of the word fun, until she got focused upon what the feeling of fun was, then playful ideas began flowing to her. Then fun ideas began flowing to her. And she began to realize that fun was branching out in really relevant ways in her experience because of the simple focus upon the word fun. So she wrote fun for days, just 15 or 20 minutes every morning. And then she began noticing that she was getting further into her day and having more fun. Then she began writing the word clarity. Then she began writing the word ease. In other words, just focusing and discovering that law of attraction would get her further down the road. And then remarkable things began to happen, because things that had been in her vortex for a long time began wafting easily, effortlessly into her experience, because of the simple work of holding herself in that step 3 place of non-resistance earlier in the day.
Yes.
She let her vortex have its way with her. She began letting what she wanted be inspired to her. But it comes, you see, she's given up seeking approval.
Yeah.
She's given up trying to please anybody. Living by yourself is kind of an advantage in that way.
It would be nice.
Because you have more time to ponder.
Yes.
She loves getting on the airplane, putting on her earphones, putting her neck pillow around, sitting back, and she says, okay, I'm just going to let the thoughts, the pleasing thoughts, come to me. She no longer says, I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to create that. Now she's saying, okay, I know it's already created. I'm going to put myself in the receiving mode and take pleasure from the stream of thoughts in the way that you might take pleasure from watching a beautiful movie, you see.
Yes.
That's our encouragement to you. When you go to sleep, momentum stops. When you wake up, be aware of your momentum. Don't beat up on yourself if you get off on a negative foot right away. Start again tomorrow. 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 That's our process. Start again tomorrow. Start again tomorrow. Start again tomorrow. And the next day, it'll be 9 o'clock before it goes south. And a few weeks from now, you'll be well into lunchtime before it does. In other words, you can maintain a vibrational frequency that allows your connection with source, and that's what you've been looking for in your relationship with everybody. You see, and then the people come to you and you say hi, and they say hi, and you say, I think I might like you, but you're always going to be second. And they're going to not like that, and you're going to say, because my alignment is always going to come first. My alignment, therefore, my feeling good is always going to come first. And they're going to say, you're just like every other girl I've ever known. Your feeling good comes first. And you say, no. What I mean is, I am not going to hold you responsible ever for the way I feel. I got that handled. I got that.
Yes.
I am responsible for the way I feel. And I got to tell you, I've practiced it and I'm a happy girl. I've practiced it and I'm a happy girl.
And I love it.
Which means the probability of you living happily ever after with me is pretty darn good, because I am a happy girl. That's what you want. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.